What's going on, everybody? It's Jay Coffee Talk. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. As always, much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, take a quick moment, hit that sub, hit the notification bell. Stay up on the channel. This is Jay Coffee Talk, where we talk it all: music, sports, news, all that good stuff. But I want to get right into this. If you guys were unaware, earlier today, Justin Bieber, got on the gram, he got on Twitter, and he posted up this statement, and he just simply captioned it with, "Hope you find the time to read this. It's from my heart." And it's kind of a long statement. I'm going to read it to you guys real quick. And, he just talks about drug use, depression, all kinds of stuff like that. But let me get right into it. Let me read it for you guys. He says, "It's hard to get out of bed in the morning with the right attitude when you are overwhelmed with your life, your past, job, responsibilities, emotions, your family, finances, your relationships. When it feels like there's trouble after trouble after trouble, you start foreseeing the day through the lenses of dread and anticipate another bad day, a cycle of feeling disappointment after disappointment. Sometimes it can even get to the point where you don't even want to live anymore. Where you feel like it's never going to change. I can fully sympathize with you. I could not change my mindset. I am fortunate to have people in my life that continue to encourage me, to keep me going. You see, I have a lot of money, clothes, cars, accolades, achievements, awards, and I was still unfulfilled. Have you noticed the statistics of child stars and the outcome of their life? There is an insane pressure and responsibility put on a child whose brain, emotions, frontal lobes, and in parentheses he put decision making, aren't developed yet. No rationality, defiant, rebellious things all of us have to go through. But when you add the pressure of stardom, it does something to you that is quite unexplainable. You see, I didn't grow up in a stable home. My parents were, he said 18 separated. I think he meant to put separated. I'm not sure what he meant by that. With no money, still young and rebellious as well. As my talent progressed and I became ultra successful, it happened within a strand of 2 years. My whole world was flipped on its head. I went from a 13-year-old boy from a small town to being praised left and right by the world, with millions saying how much they love me and how great I was. I don't know about you, but humility comes with age. You hear these things enough as a young boy, and you actually start believing it. Rationality comes with age, and so does your decision-making process." And then in parentheses, he put, "One of the reasons you can't drink until you're 21. Then he said, "Everyone did everything for me, so I never even learned the fundamentals of responsibility. I'm sorry, guys, it's like such small print. It's hard to keep your place. So by this point, I was 18 with no skills in the real world, with millions of dollars and access to whatever I wanted. This is a very scary concept for anyone. By 20, I made every bad decision you could have thought and went from one of the most loved and adored people in the world to the most ridiculed, judged, and hated person in the world. Being on a stage, according to studies, is a bigger dopamine rush than almost any other activity. So these massive ups and downs on their own are very hard to manage. You notice a lot of touring bands and people end up having a phase of drug abuse, and I believe it's due to not being able to manage the huge ups and downs that come with being an entertainer. I started doing pretty heavy drugs at 19 and abused all my relationships. I became resentful, disrespectful to women, and angry. I became distant to everyone who loved me, and I was hiding behind a shell of a person that I had become. I felt like I could never turn it around. It's taken me years to bounce back from all of these terrible decisions, fix broken relationships, and change relationship habits. Luckily, God blessed me with extraordinary people who love me for me. Now I am navigating the best seasons of my marriage. He put marriage in all caps with some exclamation points, which is an amazing, crazy new responsibility. You learn patience, trust, commitment, kindness, humility, and all of the things it looks like to be a good man. All this I say, even when the odds are against you, keep fighting. Jesus loves you. Be kind today, be bold today, and love people today by your standards, but by God's perfect, today, not by your standards, but by God's perfect, unfalling love. So you guys hear that there, that statement, pretty long, as I said, but I don't know, man. A lot of people probably hear that and think, you're probably like me, someone who you got a family and you're on the daily grind, trying to get by. Like, my financial situation ain't terrible, but I'm not rich by any means, and you hear people make these kind of statements and everything, and you're like, man, like, they're complaining about how tough it was to be rich and successful. But I mean, I don't really look at it like that. The way that I kind of look at it is like, sure, that's what I was talking about, like the grind and trying to get by and everything like that. You know what I mean? Trying to provide for your family. Of course, I'd love to come up on a bunch of money, no question. But I'm just saying, it doesn't matter if you get rich if you're not building, character and taking steps to try to better yourself and your life and everything like that. You're going to have problems regardless. I mean, we see this all the time with celebrities and successful people. You know what I mean? They don't get it together, and they got problems, and they get depressed and they get down and everything like that. And some of the other stuff he was talking about on there too, being a child star and what that is like with getting all that attention and all that money and everything like that. And I mean, we've seen this with a lot of these other child stars, all the crazy drugs and things like that. And, to that I say, where are these kids' parents at, right? Like, I don't know, it just... if one of my kids were to get famous or something like that, I wouldn't leave their side. I would make sure that I was paying attention to all the contracts and everything like that, but also, like, they're not leaving my side. So I just never. That's something I don't quite understand with these child stars, how the parents aren't there. I don't know, but what do you guys think of that, man? Did you guys have any clue that Bieber was out there getting high and everything? I got to say, I remember back in, I believe it was 2013, he got that DUI case in Miami Beach. I think he was in a Porsche or a Ferrari or something. I don't know. You'll see the images popping up on the screen. It's that yellow car. He wrecked it. And he got the DUI, as I said, and word hit everywhere that Bieber was on the lean. He was drinking that lean. And I even remember 2 Chainz, who you guys probably know, used to drink lean a lot. I believe he left it alone now. He was talking on a podcast about how when Bieber got knocked with the lean, because I believe he had some in his possession as well, one of the companies, for anyone who knows, you can correct me in the comments or fill me in the comments or whatever. I believe it was Activists went out of business or whatever, got shut down after Bieber got caught with the lean, because as 2 Chainz was saying, it was just like not a good look that Bieber was on the lean. So I don't know, but the point of why I'm bringing that up is that when you hear of someone on those types of drugs, and I've brought this up in other topics on my channel before, any kind of painkiller, any kind of opiate, hydrocodone, Oxycontin, Percocet, any of that stuff, lean, codeine, whatever, it's all opiates. It's all very, very addicting. And when you hear of someone getting caught with it or using it or something like that, unless on a rare occasion that the person is just experimenting with it, normally they're already in too deep, or they're already on that stuff. And, once they try to come off it, the withdrawals, a lot of people can't handle it. And even after the withdrawals are over, people's mental state, they're just, you know what I mean? You got to even yourself back out and everything. It's a whole process. So if you're out there you know, using that kind of drugs, or you know who anyone who is. If it's you, you know, try and put that stuff down now before you get yourself in deeper. Or if it's someone you know, reach out, maybe try to help them. I don't know, you know. Bottom line is, if someone doesn't want to get help, they're not going to get help. They're not going to hear what you're saying. But why I'm saying all this is the fact that we knew Bieber got knocked like that, and he was messed up to the point where he was wrecking, you know, $300,000 cars or whatever. I'm sure he already had a problem then, and those kind of drug addictions are normally a lifelong battle. So I don't know how long, you know, Bieber's been clean, or if he's still trying to get clean. I'm not exactly sure. What I took from that post, you know, it's no surprise to me, is basically what I'm saying. You know, the fact that drugs are part of a culture, I guess we could say, with music and the hip hop industry. I mean, it's not supposed to be that way, but it's something that has been made popular through the culture and the music with the lean, which, you know, like I said, a lot of people just call that stuff liquid dope, liquid heroin, liquid smack. You know, it's something that a lot of people don't think of, like that stuff. You want to put that down. But I don't know, man. Hope Bieber's doing better. At the end of the day, you know, he's just another person like anyone else. My daughter's a big fan of his music. I was never like a Bieber fan or anything like that. But I don't know, man. Like, hats off to the dude for coming out and sharing this. You know, you never know. He could inspire some people to fix their life up as well. And I don't know, you know, you heard him talking about God and everything in there. I did see that there was that one. I don't know if any of you guys saw that there was like this church that he belongs to. I believe it's in LA somewhere or something like that. A lot of people were kind of making fun of the priest or preacher or reverend or whatever you want to call him, because like the dude's always walking around with no shirt on and a six-pack. They're like, who is this guy? And you know, I believe a lot of celebrities belonged to that church, and they were making crazy, like, $1 million donations and everything like that. And I don't know how any of you guys are out there about your spirituality or religion or whatever. You know, it doesn't have to be all about money. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I always am kind of leery when I see someone out there with a church, with that kind, you know, or some kind of congregation or something, and, you know, they're getting people to give them millions of dollars and everything. Like, I don't know. That was just kind of wild and strange to me when I was seeing in the news and in the blogs and things like that Bieber was out there traveling around with this preacher or whoever he was. You know, that ain't what spirituality is about to me. You know, but I don't know, guys. Just wanted to share this with you guys, see what everyone thinks about this whole Bieber statement that he made here. Tap it in the comments. Like I said, if you guys are new to the channel, this platform's all about kicking it with you guys, the people. So get in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about all this. It's J Coffee Talk. Look forward to talking with you guys in the comments. As I said in the beginning, I blog music, sports, news, life, current events, and much, much more. Lots of NFL content coming this season for all the football fans out there. Catch you guys on the next video. Sub to the channel. I'm out. Peace.